Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Today, we are going to talk about improper fractions to mixed numbers. You've already learned how to change mixed numbers to improper fractions. We need to know how to go the other way so that when we continue with our adding and subtracting, if your sum is an improper fraction, you need to be able to change it to a mixed number. So we're going to look at some examples, and then after the examples, you're going to get some notes that you'll put in your journal, much like the other notes that we had. I'm just saying. All right, so our first problem is going to be 22/5. Mason, can you tell me why this is an improper fraction? Awesome sauce. The numerator is bigger than the denominator. If the numerator is equal to or greater than the denominator, that is an improper fraction. That is an improper fraction. Izzy, what is a mixed number? Now remember, we changed already from mixed numbers to improper fractions. You remember what those looked like? No? All right, Sahana? You have a whole number and a fraction. You have a whole number and a fraction part. So what we're going to learn today is we're going to change an improper fraction, which is 22/5, and we're going to change it so that it has a whole number and a fraction. Some of them can be just a whole number, and I'll show you an example of that. In order to do this, the steps you're going to be given is you divide your denominator into your numerator. Your denominator into your numerator. So that's step one. Let's do that. Divide my denominator into my numerator. Ian, does 5 go into 2? No. Does 5 go into 22? Yes. I'm going to have a one-digit quotient. Ian, how many times does 5 go into 22? 4 times. Ian, what is 4 times 5? 20. Ian, what is the difference between 20 and 22? 2. So I have 4, remainder 2. Easy enough. My second step is now I just change it to a mixed number, which means my whole number is my quotient. Quotient is the answer to your division problem. My numerator is going to be whatever my remainder was. And my denominator is going to say the same denominator. Okay? So, Jason, what is it?
Have a remainder.
If it doesn't, I'm going to show some of those that don't have a remainder. Okay? So just chill with me for a moment. So, but since you raised your hand, Jason, what is my quotient?
It's 4 remainder 2.
Okay, so my quotient is 4. My remainder, Jason said, is 2. And my denominator is what, Jason? 5. This is the same problem you started with on whatever day it was that last week. And then you had to change it to 22/5. Exactly the same thing. Okay? Now, the third step would be simplify if you can. You may also see that written reduce, because some people who put those assignments down, they work with little bitty kids, so they just write reduce. Y'all aren't little bitty kids, so you're going to get those notes that you're going to put in your journal, and that's, if you follow the notes, it makes it very easy. Let me show another. I'm going to show another 2. 1, Let's take 43 eighths. 43 eighths. Natalie, why did I say this was an improper fraction?
Because
The numerator is greater than the denominator. Drew, what is step 1?
divide the denominator by the numerator.
Okay, the numerator divided by the denominator. So 43 divided by 8. Drew, does 8 go into 4? No. Drew, how many times does 8 go into 43? 5 times. Drew, what is 5 times 8?
40.
40. Drew, what is the difference between 40 and 43?
3.
3. So my answer is 5, remainder 3. Oh, let's go. Kason, what is my mixed number? What's my whole number? What's the quotient? Good. 5. Okay, what's my numerator? Same as the remainder. So what was my remainder? 3. And the denominator stays the same. 5 and 3 eighths. Alize, can you simplify 3 eighths? Okay, let's check. We need to simplify. Alize, do you remember what we do to simplify?
You find the multiple.
Find the greatest common factor. So I find my factors of 3 and my factors of 8. And I want to find the biggest one they have in common. So Alize, what are my factors of 3?
1 and 3.
1 and 3. Any others? No. What are my factors of 8, Alize?
1 and 8 and 2 and 4.
And 2 and 4. Greatest common factor is what, Alize?
1.
1. If the greatest common factor is 1, then that fraction is already in simplest terms. Okay, so this is really pretty easy. Let's look at another one. Let's take 42 sevenths. 42 sevenths. Chloe, what's my numerator? Numerator.
42.
42. My denominator?
7.
7. All right? So what am I going to do?
You're going to divide 42.
Good. 42 divided by 7. 42 divided by 7. Jaren, does 7 go into 4?
No.
Does 7 go into 42?
Yes.
How many times does 7 go into 42?
6 times.
6 times. And what is 7 times 6?
42.
42. What is 42 subtract 42?
0.
0. So I don't have a remainder.
It's just 6.
So my answer, if I don't have a remainder, my answer is just the whole number. So in this case, it's just 6. It's just 6 if I don't have a remainder. I can't have a mixed number. I don't have anything to put on my numerator. I don't want to put 6 and 0 sevenths. Colin wouldn't say, yeah, I was eating pizza and I ate 6 and 0 sevenths pizzas. Now, he probably would vomit afterwards, but Colin would just say, I ate 6 pizzas. Not, otherwise, what he was saying, if he says 6 and 0 sevenths, would be like, I ate 6 pizzas, and then I ate 0 of the 7 slices of the next pizza.
Crazy.
That would be silly.
And then you go.
That'd be like saying, I spent 7 of my $42. I have 6 parts left. You wouldn't say, I have 6 and 0 sevenths left of my money.
Nobody would understand.
Nobody would understand. They'd look at you like you're bananas, like you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Boom, shakalaka, peace out, God bless, love ya, do something kind, subscribe!